hello everyone, and welcome to this audio podcast. This audio podcast is part of the Bostics and Rubble. This audio podcast is part of the Crispa and Beta. This audio podcast is part of the Grand Rounds. This audio podcast is part of a Storm Robotics production. Through this audio podcast, I look at point of care practice or point of care practices. So investigators have looked at research that involving multidisciplinary teams across infectious disease and prevention, solid organ transplantation, and public health to address concerns of young people returning to school. For example, investigators have also looked to develop a guideline for healthcare providers and carers so that consideration is given to allow young people to return to school and or employment. However, there is no consistent evidence that indicates that young people are more at risk from particular infections or from infections, and much of the evidence has surrounded the adult healthcare population versus young people population or minority populations. That draws this audio podcast to a close. This audio podcast is part of the Bostics and Rubble. This audio podcast is part of Crispa and Beta. This audio podcast is part of the Grand Rounds. And this audio podcast as part of a Storm Robotics production.